Hey guys, what's up? It's Damian Pelliccioni for Boys in Tech on TechZulu.com, streaming live right here at South by Southwest at the Indiegogo Tech Cafe, right across from the Convention Center. If you guys are watching, make your way over to the Indiegogo Tech Cafe. We've got lots of exciting stuff for you guys to check out, but nothing more exciting than this gentleman's Breathometer. Had to take a second to think about that. Breathometer. We've got Charles Michael Yim here, and this is so exciting because, you know what, I'm a huge fan of your product. I've seen it. I actually featured it on my show on Boys in Tech, boysintech.com, on EmpowerMe.tv, but we're watching Tech Zulu. We love Tech Zulu. And I think it's just amazing, and I saw you on Shark Tank. Right. You know, you're a celebrity, dude. Like, you've been on, like national television pitching this. Everybody's using it. It's becoming a culture in a sense. Like we were just talking about breathalyzer is actually a trademark name, just like Breathometer. And now you're seeing, I even saw the hashtag Breathometer a few times already at South by Southwest.
Sweet.
Yeah, so there's lots going on. Tell the audience about Breathometer.
Sure. So I basically started the company a little over a year ago. And a lot of people know us now via a la Shark Tank. Yeah. But we actually started off via an Indiegogo campaign actually about roughly about a year ago. Actually, this is our birthday.
Wow. Happy birthday. And it's my birthday today too.
Happy birthday
to you
as well.
March 8th is a great day, everybody.
Yep. So basically, we did an Indiegogo campaign. We acquired 4,000 customers, crushed our initial goal of $25,000 in less than 8 hours.
Wow.
And then we basically generate about $140,000 in revenue. And then that moved into basically the Shark Tank episode, which closed all 5 Shark Tank investors for the first time in history.
I remember that episode. Like, it was not just one; it was one right after the other, after the other, after the other. Like, you nailed them, and you never see that on that show. Like, no one ever gets 5 in a row. Like, that's huge. It's like you hit a jackpot.
It took a little while to kind of corral some of the investors, but I mean, Mark Cuban was the first one to bite. Which is great. And then once I had him in, I mean, it was just kind of massaging the rest of them to really kind of get their allegiance towards one another. And then, it turned out really great.
That's awesome. Well, congratulations. And you're here at South by in the Indiegogo Lounge. You guys are doing demos all day long, right?
Right.
And I heard there's a little giveaway happening at 3 o'clock.
Yes. We're actually giving away 300 units, complimentary, kind of like I guess it's the Indiegogo mashup. Hardware mashup.
Wow.
So it'll be Sunny Vu and myself. They'll be handing out gift bags, and each gift bag will contain a shine as well as a breathometer as well. Yeah.
So if you're here at South by Southwest, you want to come by the Indiegogo
come and
Tech
get
Cafe,
one.
you can come and get one.
Right.
Now, let's talk about how this app works. You know, it's a multitude of different things. You know, besides actually telling you your blood alcohol content level, it gives you things like it tells you like when it's okay to drive, how long until it drops, how to find a local taxi cab. You know, what made you think about integrating all of these things into what would typically just be a breathalyzer?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I myself am a believer in customer breathalyzers. I actually had a couple back in college. I've always personally kind of erred on the side of caution, but while having fun and what have you. So I actually took out a couple of my former colleagues. We were all hanging out at a local bar one night, and kind of dawned on me, hey, why couldn't I pull my smartphone out, convert it into a breathalyzer? So I started kind of prototyping the idea after I left my last company, and lo and behold, basically in about 3 months we had a working prototype, and literally about 9 months later we're actually in retail markets, both online and offline. So the reality of it is just really kind of focusing on really solving a genuine, authentic problem. Yeah, and that is people just being more aware. It's okay to drink. We all do it. There shouldn't be a stigma to it, which to a degree there is, and we're hoping to change that. But the focus is to encourage making smarter decisions around social environments. And obviously it starts with alcohol. We encourage socializing, and that's great, and having a few drinks here and there. But, just
being responsible.
Being responsible, right? And I think that's really key.
You said something to me earlier when we were talking over there on the couch. You mentioned we're trying to help the people who drink become more moderate with their drinking so then they can make more informed decisions.
Right.
You know, and I think that's something that's really important, especially in a college town like Austin, Texas. Like, where have you guys, what's your biggest marketplace? Is it college kids? Is it, major city centers, guys in their 30s, lawyers, Wall Street guys, like, who drinks the most? No, I'm kidding.
Right. So ultimately it's anyone that has a drink. So anyone that's being social, it could be the college student. It could also be the early stage professional.
Right.
It could also be the mom throwing a dinner party.
Wow.
Or even having it could be a granddad where you're having a glass of scotch. So ultimately, it's anyone that has a drink.
Yeah.
And we don't cater just to one particular market.
Yep.
And again, whether you're a college student, whether you're early stage professional, again, use your most common sense. We never condone drinking and driving. But more than that, we're not just a breathalyzer, right? We offer other options.
No, you're a breathometer.
Breathometer, right? We offer a push-button cab service. We also have a customized algorithm that can tell you when you'll actually be back to zero.
That's
so
amazing.
if you're anything above 0.00, you should not be driving.
Yes.
You should always, again, just stressing kind of a responsibility aspect, just always use your best judgment.
Yeah, so it's a great gift. It makes a great gift for Mother's Day, for Father's Day that's coming up. Definitely buy lots of breathometers for everyone in your family, all the way to your grandmother and your grandfather. Now, I heard there's some really controversial stuff happening at South by Southwest. You guys are trending. You've been on Twitter, on Reddit. Like, everyone is talking about what's happening with Breathometer at South by. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so essentially I think we kind of started the movement in terms of basically transforming your smartphone to a breathalyzer.
Yeah.
But I think there is another startup that's trying to essentially gamify it. Just in terms of the responsibility around drinking, I don't think it should ever personally be gamified, but there's a lot of liability aspects to that, right?
Of course.
A breathalyzer in general is a very serious device. It's a medical device, Class 1, and it's heavily regulated by the FDA.
Yeah.
So for the people that don't know that, it's a very serious thing, because when people are making decisions, whether it's to drive, whether it's moving from one location to the other, or just their overall health and where they stand, their current disposition is, it's a serious thing. So socializing, it's great in terms of those around the responsibility aspect of it, but trying to gamify it and trying to encourage drinking,
as opposed to responsibility.
That's an extremely dangerous position or spot to be in. So
wow, that's crazy. So, and where can they find it on the web? Where can we buy Breathometer besides breathometer.com?
So you always can go to breathometer.com.
Breathometer. Sorry, I keep saying Breathometer, Breathometer.
Yeah, so you can go to breathometer.com, directly on our site. We basically drop ship it to within 2 to 3 days.
Cool.
We're actually selling them here today here at South by Southwest. You can come by the Indiegogo Tech Cafe.
Cool.
You can pick one up. We actually can give you a lanyard. And some cool other additional gifts.
Some swag
as well, an actual breathometer shirt. And then at the same time, we'll actually be giving 300 of them away.
300? Really? And we're coming close. It's like in half an hour or something.
Right.
I see the crowd forming. This is crazy. People are anxious. So I need one for tonight.
Yeah,
for all these parties we're going to go to, right?
I think the drinking's already commenced.
Right? Definitely. I see some guys with beers on the couch.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So we have 300 lined up in a gift bag, and we're ready to give them away.
Wow, that's awesome. And what's up next for you guys? Where can we find you on the web? Twitter, Facebook?
Yeah, so what's up next for us? Without kind of giving it away, we're working on something really, really cool, and it goes above and beyond alcohol.
Really?
Later this year, we'll be dropping something around the later portion of the year, but we're going to kind of save the surprise for later. But in terms of the company of itself, we're raising a huge Series A round, $10 million round. We're focusing on international expansion. We'll be in several retail stores within the next month.
Wow.
And we'll announce those partnerships, and then in the next press release. But ultimately, the team's growing really quickly. We have roughly 12 employees, probably scale to roughly 50 by the end of the year.
Wow.
And I'm really, really excited about it. So it's really the focus of being able to kind of detect different various compounds through your breath. Alcohol is one, but there's just so many other things that we can tell you about your breaths. For instance, when I mentioned on Shark Tank, halitosis, dehydration, temperature, humidity. There's just so much we can tell you about your breath, and we're really truly a breath diagnostic platform. We're not just a smartphone breathalyzer company, and that's where Mark Cuban and some other serious investors see the bigger opportunity.
The value.
Where we're going is more of a digital health play, and it's above and beyond just alcohol kind of monitoring your alcohol consumption from a safety aspect. Truly, we see ourselves as a digital health quantified self, a connected device that can truly harness the cloud, and so we can process all that all that data real time.
Amazing.
And then once we apply a machine learning layer and all the algorithms to it, it creates something really, really special.
Wow. I've got chills right now. Everything you just said is pretty. And I mean, we're seeing that more and more, with specifically health and technology,
right.
That movement towards being able to quantify more than what we just think that we already
right.
know.
Right.
And especially with, whatever you're doing in the future, I know it's definitely going to be successful. I'd invest. I would invest. And if you want to invest, check them out, right? You're looking for investors right now?
Yes, we're close to wrapping up our Series A, but
bummer.
if
You lost your chance. No,
if it's a strategic investor, maybe. But otherwise,
so if there's any angels or VCs watching, you want to go to Breathometer. I keep doing that. Sorry, Breathometer.com and check it out. Hashtag Breathometer at Breathometer on Facebook, right?
Yeah.
On
so
Twitter.
On Twitter is at Breathometer INC Inc.
INC Inc. Okay.
And then in terms of our Facebook, it's facebook.com//Breathometer.
So everyone's going to tweet right now, Breathometer, hashtag South by Southwest 2014. Thank you so much, Charles, for sitting down with me.
Thank you.
I'm going to be lining up right now for one of those free bags. Come down to the Indiegogo Tech Cafe, guys. We've got lots of fun in store for you here. I'm Damien Pelliccioni with Boys in Tech on TechZulu.com. Keep watching. Stay tuned. More in store.